Hey everybody. Sorry I was a little bit late getting started today. I just actually got back into the office here. I was out on quite a long day. Actually, just getting in front of the markets here again since I posted that pre-recorded video that I did throughout or during New York Open earlier on Monday here. So, just real quickly, one second, I'm just going to type a quick note here. Okay, I won't be long today, guys. I've got a very, very busy day tomorrow, and on Tuesday, it's actually where I'm at. It's just about Tuesday morning here, trading London Open. So there's a couple of things I wanted to discuss here real quick, and then I'm pretty much going to wrap it up. There was one thing in crude oil that I was looking at, and I'm going to be, I'll talk about that one here in a second. Rip through the U.S. dollar real quickly. Don't know if anybody caught my live or my recorded video, but I was looking for a run. I am still looking for a run up higher into here to take out this previous high. That's on this one here. Comes in at 95, call it 95.40. Previous high is a little bit higher than that. We should see a nice run, and I'd be looking for a run up to the 95.55 level. You know, the nearest rounded 10 or round number, mid number, I guess I should say. And if we get a run into that, then we'll probably see a run higher than up into this level in here. So I don't know necessarily whether that's going to happen or not. I'm kind of thinking my thoughts on this week are going to be kind of something like this. I think price is going to run up however high it gets. I'm kind of just thinking a quick run right above here by, 10 or 15 pips or so. And then I think we're going to reject. And I think we're going to come back down, and then we're going to retag off of these old highs back into here. At about 94, call it 70-ish. What's the high on this candle here? High on this candle comes in at 94.68, so call it 94.70. You know what? Yeah, we'll call it 94.70, just for argument's sake on this. But that would be the first target on the downside that I'd be looking at. So that's just kind of briefly what I'm looking at. Obviously, if price closes up higher in above 95.40, and price closes above that level, then we could see a further push up. But I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of the opinion, we're still in summer. A lot of big money still sitting on the sidelines. We could still see this consolidate further for the next little while. So I'm not looking for any big stellar breakout here and then, a huge run up pass into these old highs in here yet. I think we could see that more in September, October timeframe, but we'll see how that goes. So if we're looking for that, we're looking for something similar on the euro. I obviously a push down below here, but more so a push down by the 115 level. I've got 115.05, which is the exact low on this candle right here, but you could call it 11500 big figure. And we're currently trading at 115.55-ish right about now. And so that'd be a nice run down about 55 pips. So that's sort of what I'm looking at going into New York. London Open, London creating the low and then price starting to retrace off of that into New York potentially. So we'll kind of have to wait and see how that pans out. Now for setup wise, I like how you see how prices create a couple equal highs right in here on euro. I like this 115.85 level. It's about 30 pips from now. Now, just real quickly, I'm going to sneeze, so give me 1 second. I'm going to put this on pause for a sec. Pardon me. So what I was going to bring up here real quickly was the news on the day for today. Not a whole lot of news. It's pretty quiet. And actually, the whole week is pretty quiet. There's a little bit of, there's obviously crude oil inventories on tomorrow, or Wednesday, I should say. Some FOMC speakers early in the day, and then mortgage delinquencies. Some more Canadian dollar PPI news on Thursday, and then going into Friday, it's all pound sterling and Canadian dollar news and CPI numbers late Friday. So we'll definitely see the US dollar move Friday. Pretty quiet up until then, but don't let this calendar fool you. It's not like price is just going to stay stagnant and just go sideways. We're still going to see them push some of these currencies around quite a bit. Australian dollar, Tuesday late evening, you've got Governor Lowe speaking, and there could be some movement on Aussie if you're an Aussie trader. We can have a look at that quickly, but for the most part, there's really no euro news to speak of any significance for this week. So I wouldn't be expecting fireworks necessarily this week. There's definitely going to be movements on cable on Friday of this week. But for now, what I'm thinking this week is if we can get in and get out and capture, 30, 40, 50 pips a trade, that's pretty much all I'm going to be looking at for the week. And so one of those trades I'm looking at is this. I'm looking for a brief run higher. I don't know if it'll get up to the 115.85 level. You know what I'm going to do? I'm on an hourly chart here. Let me just take a quick look at the 4-hour. I kind of like this little level a little bit better here. 115.80. It's the low on these two candles here. These lows coming at 115.71. That's weird. I don't know why I'd give me 80. And 115.60. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the low. Sorry. Brain's not working right now. Apologies, guys. Forget what I just said there. This candle opened at 115.78, and this candle closed at 115.78. So rounded up to 115.80. That's kind of what I'd be looking at on an hourly. I mean, anywhere in there from 115.80 to 115.85. If we can get a false move higher, and I'd hope it would start here pretty soon. So far, we've got a very, very weak retracement up here. That may be all it gives us. And then we could see price start to collapse from there. But I'm looking and targeting 115 big figure. If I were to put a trade in, I would probably put a trade and put my take profit right at the bottom and right at the very low of this candle. At least 80% of it anyway. And then I might take, so the low comes in at 115.07 on this chart here. 115.07. I would take my take profit for at least 80% of my trade at 115.10, and then I'd leave the last 20% on to grab that last 10 pips. Or you can just kind of, if you're watching the market at that time when it gets down in there, you can certainly do it manually. But that's kind of what I'm looking for as a trade setup going into London Open. I don't believe this is the low on the week. Now, if price starts trading higher, so this is it. This is a very, very simple trade, very, very low risk. Nothing's a lock, obviously, but if price starts to trade up into here, I wouldn't be looking to. I would be looking to see if it would start putting in some wicks here. But if price closes above these candle highs in here, like a wick is okay. If price just wants to come up in here and just kind of pop its head up a wick and then close lower than where these bodies are closing in here, that's okay. But if price closed above those, I wouldn't be looking for a move down lower. That probably just means that they're just going to start climbing up. And there is an area that I am identifying at 116.40 above price here, 60. It's a little over 100 pips away from now. That could be what they're trying to stretch for. So I doubt they're going to get up to there. I kind of like lower going into Tuesday. And then potentially price retreating off of these lows here, and then maybe finishing the week up, somewhere up and around there. I'm sort of expecting similar thing as the U.S. dollar. price continuing back in this consolidation level. It's starting to get outreach to these lower levels here. So you got to be careful as well too. What I'm proposing here would just be the kind of last final little leg. You get in, if you can get, like I say, 30, 40 pips, call it a day. Don't be asking for too much, especially this time of year. And that could be the last little bit of move. But if price does come and slam down in here and start to reject, then we could look at additional setups to run higher, because there are a couple of nice levels in here that I think price could reach to if it does want to continue back to the middle of the range. So that's kind of what I'm looking at, right? So really the margin of error isn't very much. You could keep a stop fairly tight, you know, 20 pips. I mean, 11600, you could even say 11605. If price really wants to start stretching up to 11605, I'd be careful. But I do not want to see price go anywhere higher than this. If price goes any higher than this, I mean, then, you know, obviously no go. Don't even worry about it. You know, but I'd kind of be looking at that as the sort of cutoff point. If price can wick up there, but if it closes an hourly candle up above 116.05, I'm not interested. So really, it's only about a 20-25 pip stop in there. So pretty tight stop. We can keep the risk low and capitalize on a nice 2-to-1, almost a little over 2-to-1 trade for this move down here, if we can get it, because that would be a nice 80 pip stop run, or sorry, a nice 80 pip target. So that's what I'm looking for. So pretty much anywhere from here to here, you know, I'd be looking at going short and target down here for the week. Cable, I don't really want to look at cable, only because there's a ton of cable news on Friday, so we can certainly look to see what's happening there. But real briefly, a couple of levels I'm identifying. See these lows in here? If price wants to retrade up to those lows, that may be indicative of a short to come down. I don't think we're going to get a high all the way back up to there. I mean, this line's going to be coming in at, oops, just had it there, and then move the cursor. 129.73. So 129.70, 129.75, someone there. I don't know if we're going to get a run all the way up there. It's 30 pips from now, so price would have to retrade a little bit. Be nice if they started moving this, but so far they're really chopping this very, very tightly sideways. And at the very worst case scenario, if price cannot get above this consolidation range in here, which it may not, it could just literally just trade straight up to the bottom of these guys, which would just really take out the highs that it created. Hang on here. So really all that would do is just sweep the highs in here by a few pips, and then we should see a retracement lower. So that's what I'm looking at going forward. And they're keeping real tight ranges right now on euro and on cable. Real tight ranges. So I find that quite interesting. And I could see some pretty good movement. So euro GBP, what are we doing here? Price is wicking in here, so we'll see if they want to push it up into there. Not really too much analysis going on there. And then crude oil. They've already started on crude oil. I was hoping price would come down and sweep underneath these lows. So I was kind of looking at this all into Monday, and price started out on, you know, Sunday's open. Price kind of consolidated, rallied up nicely, came back down, rallied off of this consolidation level in here, punched up nicely, came back down, retested one more time in here, and then a nice big spike up in through here. And I was actually looking at getting long in here, and I wasn't sure if they wanted to come down and sweep these lows under here, so I waited on that. I didn't take a trade, and then price spiked up one more time, and it looks like they're starting to make an ascent again. I do like crude oil higher. I think these highs right in here, see how they just barely took out those highs, or sorry, they just failed to take out those highs from last week, those three equal highs in there. I think that's going to be the target, and that could be a nice move above those guys in there, up to 70 big figure. So that'd be, you know, about $1, a little under $1 away from now. So that'd be a nice move up into there. But I would probably wait to find out if they wanted to retag off of these highs in here. They haven't really come back down for those yet. So if price comes back down in here, I might look at potentially taking a buy off of crude oil in here. And to be honest with you, I was looking for this to come down just a little bit lower. Didn't quite give me the entry I was hoping for on crude yet, but it definitely ran some of the lows from yesterday's trading. So we'll see what that wants to do, but that's pretty much about it. I'm just going to talk about Aussie quick here. Tight consolidation range. Not a whole ton to talk about on Aussie, especially while this U.S. dollar's in this range. Aussie's, kind of trapped in that same sort of thing as well too. But what we could see is a move that just sweeps these lows in here. Right there. See that low that it created on Monday? We could see a drive down and then key off of this level here. So we'll watch that one. We could see that in the news later on, Tuesday evening. Dave will be talking about gold and S&P tomorrow. I'm sorry, when I say tomorrow, I mean Wednesday morning, New York Open. Well, S&P really making a nice push up into here. We're probably going to take out this high here pretty soon. On S&P. Isn't that crazy? All-time highs into January. Price falls off of a cliff, literally erasing. Where are we? Let me just. So this was 2017. Where are we here? January, right here. January. Wait, close enough. So that's from right there to right there. That's all of 2017 trading. And then price fell off. It gave up half of the range in literally 2 weeks of trading in early January. Isn't that crazy? 50% of that, and then they've almost got it all the way back again. Would you have loved to have been a buyer back down there when everything was collapsing? So, anyway, just kind of food for thought. Still waiting for a pop on copper. This is coming. I feel it. It is coming. We will see higher prices of copper. However, there is still some uncertainty with the tariffs going on currently. I'm actually going to hold off on commodities for a little bit until we get a little bit more stability with all the tariffs going on, just because some of these can be affected quite drastically by that. Some of the seasonalities that you think are going to pan out don't, and away you go. So Bitcoin, look at that, Bitcoin falling off as I predicted. I think this is just a false rally on Bitcoin. I think we're gonna go under here and eventually under here on Bitcoin, etc., etc., etc. So anyway, that's about it, guys. I don't have a whole ton to talk about today. I wanted to keep this session brief. I've already been on it for 20 minutes, and I really don't have a whole lot else. As I was saying, if you missed my recorded session, I'm actually heading on vacation, leaving Wednesday, so tomorrow will be my last day in the office for about a week. I will still crank out a live session here and there when I can get at it. I'll still try to get the London Open session next Tuesday, and then this Thursday I'll try to get the New York Open session, and it'll just kind of see how things go. Like I say, I'll be on vacation with my family, and so it'll just kind of be if my kids are waking up, and then I won't be able to do it. But if not, then I'll be able to jump on and hopefully get a quick start on the market early on, and I'll let you know how that goes via tweets or on our chat room. And again, Dave will be in on Wednesday. I'll post the links on that before I take off. But I hope you guys have a great week of trading. That's all for now. Like I say, looking at the euro, looking at a crude oil run. So crude oil, I didn't do a ton of analysis on crude oil, but this is sort of what I'm looking at crude oil here real briefly. Not quite that high. I would be taking my profits at about 70 even, I think, on crude oil if we got to move lower, and then I would watch that move lower, and if price wanted to come down any lower. So entry potentially at 68.95. If price wanted to go past 68, I'd say 68.70. So keep it, again, 25 pip stop. Keep prices tight. If price wants to go down lower than that, honestly, if price wants to go lower, you know what? I don't even like that. Let me rethink this here for a second. If price wants to go lower than 68.80, I would be hesitant on this move, and I would just wait because they may want to scoop up. I did identify a small area down here at 68.40 that I think price could potentially hit. I'm bullish crude oil currently, and I think we could at least see this move up into here before it falls back. But there's several levels above that I think we're going to start seeing a movement up to. So I'm kind of excited. This is the big one right here. I think price is going to run up to, and even up to 73. So we'll watch for that. Guys, if you have any questions real quick, fire them away. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this session up. I appreciate you guys coming in. Apologize for the the shortness of this London session, but I've got 100 things I got to do. My last days in the office is tomorrow, and I want to try and give you guys a couple of trades to look at and some ideas and setups for the week. Don't want to leave you high and dry, but I also, unfortunately, I can't sit on here for an hour like I normally do, talking market and shop with you guys. I've already started, obviously. So anyway, if you got any questions, fire them up. If not, I hope you guys have a great day. And sorry, I'm just looking at yen here for a second. Yeah, U.S. CAD is just nothing that I want to be trading in. Not right now, anyway. Large range, small range. Large range, small range. Large range, small range. Who knows? This could last for another 3 weeks like this. That's the thing about trading the Forex markets right now, guys. Again, Forex, commodities, stock market even, it's summer. I mean, I wouldn't get too crazy trading right now. I mean, there's definitely the summer trading is definitely in effect. It's in full swing, and we've got it for about another 3 weeks at least. So 4 weeks technically, including this week. So we're just the start of the new month, and I'm going to do actually some commodity analysis too coming up for the fall. I'm going to sit down if I can, if I have time on my vacation. I'm trying to unplug as much as I can, but it's hard to get away from the markets. And I find if I can sit and just kind of touch a little bit here and there on the markets, and with my other businesses out of the way, then it gives me a little bit more time to focus in on the markets. I'm turning my cell phone off, and I'm just kind of gonna have some quality time with the family, and my goal would be to get in front of the markets, like I say, do a couple hours a night or whenever I can there. And one of my goals is to get some commodity analysis done and look at some potential setups coming up into the fall. So I've got something good for you guys there that's going to pan out. So far, it's been a pretty good year on commodities for the first half of it, and so I want to continue that and finish up strong at the end of the year. And I think copper is going to be one of them that pans out very, very nicely here. So I'll be updating you on that one. But anyway, I don't see any questions anywhere, so I hope you guys have a great Tuesday, and we will catch up to you. Dave will be in on Wednesday, and I will do, like I say, if I can't do a London Open session Thursday, then I will definitely be doing, more than likely it won't be a London Open session Thursday. More than likely, if I do a session, it'll be New York Open on Thursday. And if I can't, I'll at least post some charts for you guys, and we'll go from there. And then next week, I'm on vacation as well next week, until next Wednesday or Thursday of next week. So it'll be the same thing. If I can get on the charts, I definitely will. Who knows? Maybe I might even do an impromptu live trading session, just kind of randomly throughout the day. So click on the bottom here, in the bottom right hand corner on my logo at the bottom there, and just click subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already subscribed. And that way, the second I go live, you'll get a notification, and you can jump on there. And I'll give you lots of time to get in to do that. So anyway, thanks, guys. Talk to you later.